Eddie Bravo. It's amazing the fucking journey we've both seen ourselves do, you know. It really is. I still remember sitting with you in Houston's. Remember we used to go to Houston's all the fucking time.
And we do that.
The videos there.
What was that
Houston's.
called again? Wait, it was
10th Planet Kush.
Yes, 10th Planet Kush. That's right.
10th Planet Kush.
They're still on YouTube. You can still watch those things.
Kush. We used to go to
UFC predictions.
UFC predictions.
Yeah.
10th Planet Kush.
We did about like 25
We would
of
meet
them.
before you get on the plane.
Yeah.
Like you would stop and meet me on the way to the plane.
Yeah.
Me, you, Dan Hardy did one.
Yeah. Yeah.
A couple of us did like some great fucking that Mexican food. I talked to those guys.
Yeah.
For years after they closed. I kept in touch with one of the cooks.
How?
On the phone. He would call me from time to time. That's how much we liked them and they liked me.
Why did you have his number?
Because he was family. I would call him up to see if he was working.
We did most of them at Houston's bar. At Houston's. And generally you'd make like about 5 predictions and you would get, sometimes 3 right, sometimes 2 right.
It didn't matter.
You never killed it all except the one time we decided to do it at your house. And then I ended up videotaping all your cats. And I made like, all the cats were around, I'm videotaping them. You're giving me each story on each cat and, their personalities and their background and all that shit. And for some reason, with all those cats, there was like something in the air, man. When you were ready to go, and I turned on the camera, and you went. And it was 10th Planet Kush, I think episode 20. It's the one with all the cats. That one, there was some electricity in the air, man. You were on fire. It was one take. We said go, and you nailed every fight. Every fight you had right. And I remember driving home. I couldn't wait to edit it because I knew that it was something super special about it. I didn't know you were going to nail every fight, but that one, just with all the cats, and I don't know, maybe it's true. Maybe, how they say that a cat's purr generates positive energy that you could pick up. You know what I mean? That's what, crazy cat ladies say. I felt something. All those cats were all around and you could see their personalities. And then you picked up Fidel. You picked him up and we start the previews or the predictions.
He loved the camera. That motherfucker loved the camera. Dog.
Oh man, that's one of the greatest episodes ever.
He loved the camera. Fidel loved the fucking camera. If you had a camera on, Fidel would fucking get up and walk into frame. Like, what's up, motherfuckers? I'm here. I'm SAG. What up?
I'm SAG.
I'd love to see that actually. Like fast forward to the part where you give the predictions because you were on fucking fire with it was so funny, and it was the only one. Most of them, when I was filming them, you would say like 2 or 3 things that were funny, and I'm videotaping, and you could hear me laugh. This one, I was laughing the whole way through. I couldn't stop laughing. You were just. It was like when you went up in Columbus that one time when you opened for Joe, and he was filming that Monkeys in Space thing. When you went up, I'll never forget ever watching from the side stage. You were sweating and spitting, and everybody was dying. You were crushing, like it was just gold. It was like fire. It was like you just had magic that night. It was crazy, man. I'll never forget that night.
All those years opening up for Joe were fucking magical.
It was crazy. Magical. Like crazy. Me and Joe were always on the side, just on the floor.
The education was mind-boggling. Joe doesn't know that I took his book. Like, John Jock gave you his black belt. Joe gave me his black belt. And I just tweaked a couple elements that now we both live by. We both do. Like, I used to tell him for years, Joe, we got to leave early on Sunday. Fuck that. I'm not getting up till 1. And I would fucking leave the night before, leave him stranded. I would fuck with his emotions and shit. Until he fucking listened. Dog, you got kids. You got to be back on the first flight. They don't want, what are you doing?
Yeah.
I'm going to fucking get up at 10 and eat breakfast and the flight's delayed.
My seminars are generally on Saturday, and right when I'm done with that afternoon seminar, I'm on my way to the airport.
5 o'clock.
And I'm back at home Saturday night with my family.
No. It's,
I don't have time for vacation.
It's really weird how that was my apprenticeship. That's the true story. That's when I write my book on comedy, it was 10 years opening for Joe.
That was crazy. What a combo.
I saw it from the beginning.
And then like every now and then, they'd switch it up. Either Duncan would be the one who opened, and then you, and then Joe, or Ari, John Heffron even. But man, those were the days, man.
Me, and what about when it was me and Ari and Duncan?
Yeah.
There was shows when it was me, Ari, Duncan, Red Band, you, Tate in the fucking audience,
Yeah.
and Joe. You know, we go eat at fucking 2 in the morning, and Joe would pick up the. I mean, it was fucking craziness. It was just pure. I remember renting a van in Austin.
I was single as fuck back then, so anytime Joe went on the road, he just dragged me along. You know what I mean? I went on the road. I wasn't even a comedian back then. I was just living the life of a comedian, but not getting on stage. I didn't get on
But
stage
you were
back
watching.
then. I was watching.
But you were
Yeah,
watching.
Yeah.
And that's time served.
Yeah.
In my world, like Lee, watching me going out, blah, 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 that's time served.
Yeah.
That's why.
Apprenticeship.
That's apprenticeship. It's time served. You watched it. You seen what happened.
I've seen Joe's set probably 2,000 times, just over and over. I knew his set inside and out. You know, I wouldn't even listen to his jokes anymore. I would be fascinated by paying attention to the people that there was always 2 or 3 people, maybe one that wasn't laughing at all. Everyone's dying. Joe's destroying. And I always find the one dude who's not laughing at all. And he's usually with his wife and he's just sitting like this. Just he is not happy about his wife. Another guy making his wife laugh. He's just like, man, wow, look at that guy. He's not laughing at shit. That guy. I was fascinated with shit.
What the fuck are you giggling about? Nobody.
Why did you like him? What did he do?
He did an error.
I knew a second ago, but now keep going from where you told it, because then
You know that little forehead you got?